what we're saying is that people are just responding more to less polished content. This is why Instagram stories are so popular. Hello and welcome to Engage, the video series where we're giving some tips and insights when it comes to marketing and business. So I'm going to give some tips here on the do's and don'ts when it comes to the creative on social media advertising. The first thing that we need to do is, as business owners or as marketers, is to get out of our heads. So we know our business, we take so many things for granted when it comes to our business, and we need to make sure that we kind of get out of our own heads and speak in the language that our ideal audience connects with. So we don't want to speak in a language that goes over people's heads. We want to actually speak in a way that the people who may not know our business very well, who may not even know our brand is a solution to their problems, so we really need to get out of our heads in that sense. The second is related to the first video in the series. So we have to think about what the objective is when it comes to this piece of content. So is it to create brand awareness with people who may not know about our brand? Is it to continue to nourish people who are considering our brand who have already interacted with our brand? Or is it literally trying to close in on those who are considering our product or service already? So that is a very important point to consider when creating the content. The third point to consider is value. Value, especially when it comes to social media, even in terms of the algorithm. Facebook will favor content that it sees is valuable to people. Now you may think, but how do the bots know that my content is valuable and someone else isn't? It all boils down to engagement. So if someone is engaging with your content, and for example, if you have a video, if someone was watching 1 minute of that video, or if it's a short video, it's watching the full video, then obviously Facebook knows that it is engaging and interesting content. So engagement is very important. Now, engagement doesn't have to be likes, or comments. It can be watching the video. It can be something that a lot of people maybe do not realize, is that some people think that you have to have short captions, when it comes to the copy. And if you have engaging content, don't be scared of long captions. And what will happen is that the people who are interested in your content will click that read more button, and the algorithm on Facebook will see that as a factor contributing to the fact that it's engaging content. So it will obviously help when it comes to the algorithm. So the fourth important factor to consider is advertising policies. So make sure you're up to date with Facebook's advertising policies. There are a number of policies that are no-no, so you have to be really careful of, and then a number of policies that are like, they will not disapprove your ad, but your ad will have less return on investment, so its reach might be less. So for an example is too much text on the visual, whether it's a video or a static visual. When you have more than 20% text, it definitely will affect your reach. And also now they're really clamping down on clickbaity posts. Now you may think running an ad that says, listen, tell us this, or tag someone or that, there's nothing wrong with it. And to be fair, there is nothing wrong with it as long as you have good intentions. But there's been so much abuse out there that Facebook is really clamping down on ads that sort of ask people to engage in a direct way. You know what I mean? So yeah, unfortunately, it's an unfortunate part of the more recent developments when it comes to Facebook and Instagram. Another factor to consider is the actual format. So are you going for a static a static ad? Are you going for a video? There are many things to consider, and obviously video, we've seen from reports we've done for clients and everything, video wins. However, a very important factor to consider when it comes to video is the audience retention, and many people just forget about this. So just because you have 100,000 views on your video doesn't mean you're winning, because if you look at the audience retention, if most of them are 3-second views, then it's just autoplay. People are just scrolling and it's autoplaying for them, and Facebook is recording that as a view, whereas it's actually not, people didn't actually view your video. So what you need to look at in your stats is the audience retention, and you need to see now like it or not, the audience retention will drop. Okay, it will, especially when you have longer videos, it's gonna drop. So you have to consider. Don't feel discouraged if you have 100,000 views and only 10% watch till the end, because that means 10,000 people watch your video till the end. So, which is a very, very positive result. I mean, especially it depends on what business you're in, but in the market I work in, obviously 10,000 full views of a video is very positive. So always keep that and take that into consideration, that obviously not all the people you're hitting are going to watch the full video. Only the people who actually connect with your video are going to watch it. Obviously you need to panic if no one is watching your full video. Then you need to say, okay, it's either the content that's not right, or like full video for this type of consumer, long videos do not work. So an important thing on Facebook, the shorter the better. Okay, obviously there are exceptions, but as a rule on Facebook, the shorter the better. Another interesting point is, which maybe big brands are still coming to terms with and have not yet realized, is that people are responding more to raw, uncurated content. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to be raw in the sense of low quality. What we're saying is that people are just responding more to less polished content. This is why Instagram stories are so popular and growing in popularity so much, because it's that behind the scenes peak, that behind the scenes feel, that raw feel, that's real, what I mean, connection. And Instagram stories are very, very important to consider when it comes to running your ads, which gets me to the next point, which is the last point in this video. So the last point in this video is placement. So placement of your ads. So you can have a creative that is tailor-made for a Facebook feed. However, when it comes to the placement on Instagram stories, it just doesn't translate well. So what you can do in the back end is, obviously you can either, now I think Facebook Ad Manager gives you the facility to amend and customize the visual when it comes to Instagram stories, and it's rolling out other features that helps you customize the visual when it comes to placements, or you can run different ad sets depending on the placements. But one important thing to consider, going back to the objective of running Facebook ads, is that if your objective is engagement, some ads will not show on stories, because obviously stories don't have public engagement. So that's where it might make sense for you to run two ads with the same type of content, maybe not exactly the same content, but with different objectives, maybe one of reach and one of engagement, depending on what your objective is. So that's all when it comes to this video. Finally we did it. I know those who saw the first 3 videos may have been wondering when this 4th video came, but it finally came. And what I wanted to say also is that we are considering running a social media workshop, because I've had lots of queries of discussing, some more tips face-to-face when it comes to social media. And if you're interested in attending this social media workshop, please subscribe to this channel, because we'll give more information soon.